Now that the structure of the form has been built, let's actually get in there and connect it to a Perl script that will send the contents of that through the server to an email address. Now, the only issue with this is going to be a little warning I want to give you, is that every person's server is going to be unique. So you might check either your ISP or your server provider. If you're using GemStream, I'm going to walk you through the process of how to use this. All right, so if you're at your website at GemStream, we're going to go to your URL and then type in menu at the end. Hit enter, log in, and that'll take you to this control panel. Now, what you'll need to do is activate Form Mail. So you'll go to Form Mail, okay, and there's some instructions here, and as well as some different customizations that you can do. So I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to copy this code. Okay, so right click and copy. And then what you're going to want to do is go to the file manager and create a form mail config file. So it's period form mail. Make sure the F and the M are capital. .conf for config. Hit create and then paste it in this document. Now I already have one created, so it doesn't. It's not blank, but yours may be blank here, and that's where you'll paste it in. Okay. So once that's done, we can go back into Dreamweaver and actually connect this form that we've built to the script. Now again, a little warning, every person's ISP is going to be unique. So this is the way you would do it for GemStream. It may not necessarily be the way you would do it on your server. Okay, so let's just walk you through how you would set it up on a typical setup. All right, the first thing we want to do is connect this form to that formmail.perl script on the server. So that's going to be in CGI-SYS for system, formmail.pl. Now, if you just have a CGI-bin folder and you download a file from, let's say, someplace like hotscripts.com, you could dump it in there and then connect it through this. Okay. Now, our form post method, or our method of delivering the data, is currently set to post. That's the best one. Now you could set it to get, but unfortunately it would send all of that information as a URL, and that's not very secure, so we'll leave it at that. Okay. If you wanted to, you could choose different types of encoding or encrypting to keep the data from being viewed by anybody else. Now, this by itself will still not work. We actually need to add a hidden field inside of this form. And you could do that very easily by clicking this little button right here, which is Hidden Field. Okay, it's the third button over. So in this, let's give this a title here. It's going to be recipient. Okay, and then it's going to be my address, my email address, or the email address that you had in that form mail config file. And you're probably wondering, why do we have to do all this stuff? Well, this is just to keep security on the server, so your server doesn't become something used for spam. All right, so once that is set up and you've got all this stuff activated, let's double check the names here. So if I click on this field, notice it says text field. That's not good. So we'll say this is name. Okay, we're going to add an email. This checkbox currently just says checkbox, so I'll say contact me, and I'll say yes for the value if they check that. And then this will be called comments, so I already got that labeled. All right, now that this is done, let's go ahead and save this file. And if you wanted to, you could add one level of validation. So in other words, email address might be very important to us. Okay, so right now I could submit this form without doing anything. Well, let's add a little bit of validation, which is going to be a behavior. So we'll just drop this down, and there's a little button here called validate form. Okay, and this is going to be on the submit button. And it's saying, okay, what do we want to validate? Well, I want to take email, and I want it to be required, and I want it to be an email address. And I want the name to be required. So now what we could do is say, okay, we'll save this. Let's go ahead and send this to the server. So I'll send the contact us form up to the server. There we go. And let's jump over to our website. We'll go to our contact us form. We'll just refresh that. Okay, and so I won't put anything in the email address. We'll just see what happens. I'll set this. Okay, we'll hit submit. And it's saying, whoa, email address is required. Okay, so we'll just put something in here. Nope, still not an email address. So it's pretty cool like that, in that it needs all the information for it to move forward. We'll hit submit. There you go. This is saying that it did work. Here is the data that was sent. Pretty cool if you think about it. Now, if you think of, the website, this page doesn't look very good, so you can do redirects, and you can configure this page to be a little more elegant, but that's a whole nother topic. Mainly just want to show you how to use forms, and there's much more powerful form mailers out there that you can utilize, but I just wanted to show you how you can set this up and how you can really utilize the power of forms with some simple scripts.